Welcome back to Eastwood TV. I'm your host, Mr. Ramsey, and my co-host,
Miss Lena.
and we are with episode 2 of our PBIS focus lessons. And these are where we focus on our big three: being safe, being respectful, being responsible. Without further ado, let's get right into the lesson.
Like we always say, guys, make sure your ears are listening, your eyes are watching, your voices are quiet, and your body is still.
And to help you focus, make sure that you're concentrating. Use your eyes, ears, and brain, and try your best to ignore those distractions.
So today we're going to talk about
What are we going to talk about today? Drum roll. Give it to us. Cyberbullying. Oh no. Let me see. Some of these things: rumor, gossiping, insults, teasing, threats, lies, name calling. Yeah, we don't like any of those things. At Eastwood, our 3 rules are: be safe, be respectful, and be responsible. As Eagles of Eastwood, I know you show safety, respect, and responsibility by caring for yourself and others, whether it's in your classroom, at home, or in your communities. We taught you last week how to recognize, respond, and report any type of bullying. And today I want to continue to elaborate on something that's even more relevant now than ever, which is cyberbullying. As you know, school isn't taking place the way it used to. Distance learning has been designed to provide you with daily interaction with your teachers and peers to help you learn. This means we use technology all day long, not just for games and talking to your friends and family.
You're right, Mr. Ramsey. Technology is used that's how you attend class, it's how you turn in assignments, it's even how we have our weekly assemblies, right?
Mhm.
So this makes cyberbullying a really big concern. And I want you all to remember that Eastwood is always a place where everyone is accepted, even virtually. So whether you're in school, you're gaming on social media, make sure you stand up and speak up to stop cyberbullying.
That's it.
So you may be asking yourself, what is cyberbullying? So cyberbullying is using digital devices, sites, games, and apps to intimidate, harm, or upset someone. It's like bullying, but it happens on the internet or a device instead of in person. Cyberbullying can be harder to escape because it can happen anywhere at any time.
That's so scary because, in school, sometimes you can kind of walk away from someone, but on the internet or on games, it's kind of hard to just walk away. So it's really in your face, or it can kind of follow you wherever you go. And that's not cool.
Exactly.
So cyberbullying can come in different forms. So let's talk about social media. It can be posting negative comments, negative memes, gossiping, or posting private information. On our YouTube channel, someone gave us a negative comment, and I was like, wow, they didn't like us. Maybe they just didn't like that, but it didn't happen over and over. So I don't think it was bullying. I think they were just being mean. But it was something that kind of hurt my feelings when I saw a negative comment. Phones and gamings, private messages, group chats, exclusion, making sure people aren't involved, or gossiping are all types of forms of cyberbullying.
Yeah, and I want to make sure we elaborate on the exclusion part because exclusion is rejecting or preventing someone from participating in an online group in a malicious way. So we get it. Sometimes your group is packed, like, and you can't have an additional player. And that's okay. You can say, hey, whoever wants to join in, just wait until we play the next game. But when
Mhm.
you're purposely keeping somebody out in a malicious way, that's when it's cyberbullying. So
Wow.
make sure you guys include everyone all the time. All right, guys. So just like bullying, there are 4 main roles when it comes to cyberbullying, too. There's the victim, the one who's being targeted, the bully. There's the bystander, someone who is witnessing and is aware of the cyberbullying, but is not taking any action. We
Mm.
definitely don't want to be this person.
No.
And then there's the upstander. This person speaks up and takes action to stop the bullying. This is the person we want to be.
Yep.
And then there's the bully
No.
or the cyberbully, the one who's doing the bullying.
No, no, no. We don't want that. Upstander. That's what we want.
So what can we do, guys? You may be asking yourself, what can you do? This is what you can do.
Can we do? Just like last week, we talked about bullying. Same with cyberbullying. The 3 R's. Regardless, whatever role you play when bullying is taking place, you should always remember to follow the 3 R's: recognize, respond, and report. Recognize and understand the definition of cyberbullying, like we went over earlier, and know that no one should ever be intentionally hurt. Respond by taking action. Speak up and telling the bully to stop. Be assertive and let them know that what they're doing is wrong, and then go get help. And 3, report. Tell any trusted adult. If you're in school, that's your teacher, the aides, Mr. Ramsey, your principal. Or if you're at home, if it's your mom or dad, your aunt, uncle, an older cousin, or grandparent, any trusted adult, let them know what's going on so they can help you.
Yeah. And we know that cyberbullying sometimes happens. And as much as we don't want it to happen, we know it's a thing. So we want you to know that if you are a victim of cyberbullying, this is something that you can do. Think of the word stop and think of it as this acronym. So S, step away. Step away from your device, whether it's your phone, your game, whatever it is that you're on. T, tell a trusted adult. Like Mr. Ramsey said, your mom, your dad, your aunt, your older cousin. O, okay sites only. So make sure you're at a site that's appropriate for you and where you know you should be on with you're with other people who are your age as well.
Yeah.
P, pause and think. Is what you're doing, what you're involved in, what you see online, is it safe? Is it respectful? Is it responsible?
Yeah. Stop. Nice acronym. I like that. So be an upstander. An upstander is a super digital citizen. Remember to be an upstander always. Be the person who speaks up, supports, and stands up to take action to stop the bullying. Since cyberbullying takes place online, being an upstander means you can be a super digital citizen. A digital citizen is someone who uses technology responsibly to learn, create, and participate. But when you stand up to stop cyberbullying too, that makes you a super digital citizen. You can stand like all the heroes with your cape flying in the wind. Pause and think. Miss Lena just talked about this. Before we act, before we say anything, always pause and think. Is it safe? Is it respectful? Is it responsible? Taking that time to think before we act or speak will help stop bullying. So my final thoughts. We talked about bullying last week, cyberbullying this week. And we're doing this because we want to make sure everyone is being safe and respectful and also responsible. That means you're being kind. You know, you can show empathy when you're being kind by following these 3 rules as well. It means you're putting compassion in action, even on the internet. Having empathy and compassion is what makes you an upstander, and that's something to be proud of. Remember, there is always someone on the other side of the screen, phone or game. Just because you may not be able to see them doesn't mean you don't have to treat them with respect. See them or not, treat everyone with kindness and respect. Like bullying at Eastwood Elementary, the cyberbullying stops here. My Eagles of Eastwood, be safe, be respectful, and be responsible. Stand up and speak up to stop cyberbullying. You know, Miss Lena, last week we had a little testimonial from a student, and I actually loved hearing from that. Do we have another one this week?
We do. Here it is. You ready for it?
I'm ready. Let's play it.
So I listened to my teacher. So I use my eyes and my ears to focus in the background so that all the noise doesn't distract me.
Thank you so much for sharing. I love hearing from you guys and what you're learning and how you're applying these lessons in your day-to-day life. You know, thanks again for tuning in to Eastwood TV and our PBIS lessons. We did one on bullying last week, so if you missed that, go back and check that out. We also have some lessons on social emotional learning. We talked about focus and empathy and emotion management, talking about anxiety and anger. So go back and check those out as well. And we love to see you guys on our digital assembly every Wednesday at 8:30. I'm your host and principal, Mr. Ramsey, and my co-host,
Miss Lena?
Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.